weke ahoire ni hetie nenda ruoro ike agetha idagagai wendo wake weke nekora nahi
Wow, thanks so very much, Pastor Jededa, for your good song. We've really enjoyed ourselves from the other side of studio. And this is Mataro TV coming to you live from our studios. It is my hope that the Lord has kept you well in good health and ready for a new session today. Basi nataka pia niwakaribishe wote wa Tanzania ili pia wapeze kupata lugha hii ya Kiingereza. Najua kule Tanzania pengine mambo inaleta shida kidogo kwa lugha ile, but nataka pia niwakaribishe. I know there are those of you from Tanzania who can understand English, and so as I welcome my brothers and sisters in our beloved nation Kenya, I also want to welcome you on board Tanzanian and those that are in Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, South Sudan, and the whole of Africa. Not forgetting to welcome on board those that are from far countries, that is America, Germany, Britain, and other nations of the world. You are most welcome to join us for a session today, and we are going to deal with the topic of the Hurtning man. That is where we've been, and I believe somebody is getting help. You are getting some information that will help you become a real man in life. So I just want to take this opportunity to prepare us, even as we get ready for a session that is about to come. Let's go switch to the other side of the studio and receive a number as you prepare yourself for what is about to come to us this day. Welcome and enjoy the number that is coming from the other side of the studio.
Tio anatakwa tumete onati kugatea neho tukete tumete arayo atateri wa irima ngai wiki nawe ongehota gutariria nationo wakuigana ndenaguo nenduteto kuiganira ne fafa ndonandaga maundu mothe maiganane ndonandaga maundu mothe.
Thanks so very much, Brother Steve. We've really enjoyed your song. God bless you and increase you from every side. It's my hope that now you are tuned and you're ready for the topic of the day. But before we get started, I would like to urge all of us that are connecting online to share with your friends, with your brothers, sisters, and those of your relatives that maybe would like them to join us on Mataro TV. Please, to them that are on YouTube, please help me to join. Those of us that are connecting through Facebook, please share with as many as possible. And to those that are connecting through Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, please, we encourage all of you to allow me to know that we are on air and Mataro TV is here for all of us. Now, today, I just want to give us a review of what has been happening on the very topic of our call to the Hurtning man, because I know there are many people that are joining online, and there are people that maybe friends are inviting to join us on this long journey. I want just to give us a review of what has been happening. Then from there we'll be able to connect with the message, with the topic of the day. Now, I started by saying that a man is composed of 6 pillars, namely that a man is a leader, he is a provider, he is a protector, he must be hardworking, a counselor, and a priest in his own capacity. And we moved from that step, and we went down to breaking down this kind of leadership that a man ought to understand. And we say that we have to undergo 6 stages for all of us to be able to understand ourselves better in this area of leadership. And I said it was the duty of a good father and a gracious one to take his son through the 6 stages of leadership. Number 1, it was the duty of the father to train his son to understand what it is meant to, and being able to lead oneself without leaning on the side of the father or the mother, to be able to stand on their 2 feet. Now that is what we call individual leadership. I've taken us through that, and I believe a majority of us now can connect and understand exactly what it means to lead yourself individually. Now the second step is the leading of the wife, and I believe I've taken all of us through the same, and you can now be able to tell how good it is when you understand how best to lead your wife. Now the third stage is the leading of the children, and from the leading of the children we come to the social leadership, and the last the last 2 stages is the religious leadership and wealth leadership, or maybe what we would call a wealth management. Now I remember last time we shared on how to lead a young born child until we bring them to 18 years, and these are some of the things that I mentioned on our last topic. I said that every child is born innocent, though. So every child, when they are born innocent. They know nothing and they have nothing. This like a new chapter of a book, and whatever you decide to write on that chapter, it will remain there forever. So we must be very careful on what we introduce to our newborn babies, because it will remain with them forever. Number 2, I remember I said that every child, every newborn child can eat anything. They don't know how to differentiate between good and evil. So whatever comes their way, they can eat, and that's why they need somebody to train, to nurture, to mentor, in order for them to be able to differentiate many things that do happen along the way of life. Now that part I said that the child who is born is so vulnerable to sicknesses and diseases, and so a son will be told of his father, you must be very careful to understand that it is natural for a child to fall sick, or to fall to have some attacks. Either they'll get sick in the night or in the morning, so you must keep prepared at all times. It is not time to argue when the child falls sick. It is not time to argue with your wife. It is not time to quarrel. It is time to understand that such things must come your way as a good father, and you must know how best to handle such issues when they come. And also said that it was the duty of the father to let his son know that every born child requires tender care. They require tender care. These are delicate beings that are growing up, and so if you mishandle them, you'll have yourself to blame. But if you handle them with care, you'll have a reason to rejoice and to be happy. And I also say that, if I can remember very well, that every child requires somebody to follow. If you don't know, it is good that you know. A father will tell his son that a child can follow anybody. A child can even follow a stranger. So if you don't train your child to know who to follow, that child can follow anybody. They can follow even strangers, and strangers are not there for children, or are not there for babies. They can mess up with them. They can destroy them. That's why a father would caution his son to take good care of his child, because the child can follow anybody. And the last part I said, that children need somebody to train and to teach. They need somebody of whom they can copy from, of whom they can train from. Now, it is important to understand that these are some basics that you need to know as an upcoming father, as a young father, because if you don't have such basics, I'm telling you, it will be very hard for you to raise a child, whether a a young born child, it will be very hard for you to raise either a girl or a boy who is born to you. Now, today I want us to move further and understand better how now to move from this young stage or childhood stage, to an adulthood stage or adolescent stage. Now, when it comes to 18 years and above, now this is another very interesting stage where a father would take time to train his son to understand that when they become of age, when they become adolescent, when they get to 16 to 18, that's where hell can break rules very easily, because this is a stage where the child will start demanding their rights. They'll also demand to be recognized. And they'll also demand to be heard. They want their point heard. And so if a father had never prepared his son to understand this, when their boys and girls reach 18 or 16 to 18, and such things start to crop up. One, demanding their rights and demanding their recognition, and also demanding that their points be heard. If you're not well prepared to handle such issues, it will be easy for you to fight with your sons and daughters for no good reason. It will be easy for you to break relationship with your sons and daughters because you do not know how best to handle them. Yes, a father would tell his son, when your sons start to demand a recognition, but it is not time to quarrel them, it is not time to harass them, it is time to sit them down and understand the process. Because if you don't train them to understand the process, they will demand the wrong thing at the wrong time. So a father would tell his son, get ready, because when your son gets 16 or when your daughter gets 16 to 18, they will demand many things, and they also demand they be heard. When you are bringing them up, you could only tell them what to do and correct them, and they would go their way. But it is not so with adolescents. They will demand to be heard, and they'll also pick an argument with you. They'll argue with you. So my son, when you see such things happening, it is not time to pick a quarrel with your son or your daughter. You only need to sit them down to make them understand how the process carries on and how they need to handle themselves in various stages of their lives. And so a good father would take his son to that kind of a process of understanding, such that when they get there some days, it will not be hell on earth, but it will be heaven on earth. I hope somebody is getting helped and somebody is getting to learn something new on how best to be able to nurture and to mentor their sons for a future leadership. And so I want us to switch to the other side of the studio before I take us to a notch higher. I want us to go to the other side of the studio and receive a number. And I hope as we'll be preparing to go to that extra mile, you'll also be inviting many to join, because we are here for all of us. We are here for one another, and we really need to educate one another and change this world to becoming a better world where all of us will enjoy, not endure. Welcome and enjoy this number.
Atora ateithagia twatigwo mwana thĩni. kwambereria kurerera mwathani.
Thanks also very much, our sister, for your good song. We have really enjoyed ourselves from the other side of the studio. God bless you and God do you good. Be reminded, this is Mataro TV coming to you live from our studios. And I'm promising all of us that we will not disappoint you, will not frustrate you. We will not sell to you some hot air, but we are going to give you the best, and the best that will help you transform to becoming the best father and the best son that you desire to be. Right now, we are talking about adolescent, when these young ones become of age, when they are 16 to 18. We are saying they will demand recognition. They also demand to be heard. They also demand that their point be taken and be heard well. And when such things happen, most of the fathers will not be able to bear such. If a father was not prepared of his father to be able to handle such pressure that comes with adolescent, I'm telling you, they will part ways whether you like it or not. And for your information, a majority of boys break their relationship with their fathers when they become of age. When they become, when they come to this age of adolescent, that's where hell breaks loose. That's where most relationship of son's father break. But we are here as Matalo TV to give counsel and to give us some direction on how to go about this. So when they demand recognition, don't quarrel them. Don't pick a quarrel with them. When they demand to be heard, and when they demand also to be respected, please let me help all of us understand what they are trying to do. Remember, I've just said that a child needs somebody to learn from, or to copy from, to imitate. So when you hear them demand recognition, they have seen it with you. They have seen you demand recognition in your family. So they are trying to exercise what they have been learning from you. When they hear them demand that they want to be heard, yes, they see you, speak in that family, and when you are speaking, nobody else should be speaking. So they want such things to happen also in their lives. They want to be heard, they want to be recognized, they want to be respected. And the worst part of it comes in when they say no on your face. You know, with us fathers, we don't know how to take a no. Yes, but when you're bringing up young ones, you must be ready for such things. They'll say no on your face. So don't fight them when they say no on your face. They have imitated you in some areas, and they know, they're trying to practice what they have been learning for the last 16 years or for the last 18 years. So every father should understand that what you see when they become of age is what they have been learning in the process of maturing. It is what they have been copying, what they have been imitating from your life, from you as a father. So before you fight them, before you quarrel them, you must have a second thought reminding you that these young ones are only trying to practice what they have been learning in this, in the first stage of their growth. So whenever you see such things happen, they only require that you give them ample time. They only require that you give them enough time to outgrow what they are doing today. And so today we want also to go further and understand this, that when they become of age, they want to make their own decisions and they don't want to take anybody else's decision. So when you find them making their own decisions, they want to do their own things and they don't want to be questioned. It is only a matter of time. Don't quarrel them, don't fight them, don't chase them away. Just help them understand we were there, and we handled ourselves the same way you are handling yourself. But time is the best judge. So when you allow them time to grow and to outgrow what they are demanding or what they are suggesting or the decisions that they are making, they'll become some grown-up some days, and they'll understand that things don't just happen for the sake of happening. It's a process to mature to some things, and it is a process process to mature in decision making. So every good father would prepare their sons to understand that their sons and daughters will have so many demands, and they'll have also many problems, because they're trying to do things that they are not familiar with, and they are trying to practice what they have been seeing you do. So when you see them in such messes, just have a big heart to accommodate the nonsense, the foolishness that you see around. And when you give it time, I'm telling you, with the time they'll outgrow that, and they'll see the need of having a father to direct and to correct, and also to give the best of the ideas. Be reminded, when they come up with an idea, they come up fighting like a bull. Nobody else's idea matters when they have their own idea. Give them time, let them wrestle with the idea. I'm telling you, it is only a matter of time, and they'll realize it is not easy to bring to pass, such an idea that they are trying to fight for. So once you give them time, they'll listen to you some days. And it is also very important for every father to understand this, that every growing up child, every adolescent will criticize your leadership whether you like it or not, because sometimes they feel they know more than you know. It is very normal. Fathers, I'm talking now to you. Listen to me. It is very normal for every child to criticize your leadership, because in their own eyes they are the best. In their own eyes they have the best ideas. In their own eyes they know leadership better than you know. And so a good father and a gracious father would tell his son, when you find such things happening, please don't kill your son for no good reason. Don't kill your daughter for no good reason. And don't curse them for no good reason. Just give them time. Time will tell where they are headed. There comes a time when the idea will hit a rock and they'll come back to you. There comes a time when what they are demanding to have will not have some meaning in their life. So if you allow them time to grow, to mature, to understand, all such quarrels and all such battles will be the things of the past. And so a good father would prepare his son to understand that. Another thing that I don't want you to forget, and it is with the boys, sometimes it is easy to gang up with their mother. And they are so convincing. Boys are so convincing. They'll convince their mother to gang up against you as a father, to fight your ideas, to fight the objectives that you have. But take time. Don't quarrel the mother, don't quarrel the son. Give them time and give them freedom to go through what they think it is the best for them. Be reminded, you are a leader in that house. Be reminded, you are not trying to beg to be. You are a leader in that house. And so stand firm and allow yourself patience, because patience pays a great deal. And so once you give them enough time, let them criticize your leadership. There comes a day when they'll see the sense in your leadership. Let them mess up with what you are trying to say to them. There comes a time when they'll look for what you've been trying to communicate to them, or what you've been trying to give them. So it is only a matter of time. And they say it this way, that time is always the best judge. So I want to offer a free advice to sons and fathers, that let's be patient with one another, and let us allow the process of maturity to carry on. And every process, I've always said, it takes time, and every process is painful, and also every change, whether small or big, will cost you so much. And so we must allow ourselves to understand the stages of growth of every child, whether a girl child or a boy child. Those stages must be there, and they'll come with a lot of demand, but it is to us to know how best to offer solution when there are no solution. It is up to us to offer the best guidance and leadership when it seems like it is all darkness. And so today I want us to understand that there is so much to be done, not forgetting that in our generation and in our time, that though so many young boys and so many young girls are not in good relationship with their parents. I encourage young people to seek that good relationship with your daddy and with your mommy, to seek that good relationship as a family, because as a family you must understand that there are many things you ought to learn together, and you cannot manage all alone. And so today, as we get ourselves to learn and understand, we need to seek that God give us the enough patience and enough grace to be able to handle this period of maturity. And so I want us to switch to the other side of the studio and receive a number, and I believe all be well. Be reminded, I've just promised all of us that it will be hot, will not frustrate you, will not disappoint you, but we are giving you the best, and I hope you're enjoying what is coming from Mataro TV. God bless you as you listen to this song. Thanks so very much, our sister, for your good song. We've really enjoyed your song. God bless you. Now, be reminded we're on the process of maturing this adolescent. And now, this is something that is so common with the young ones who are maturing up. Most of them get into drugs by choice, or they get into drugs through peer pressure. And this is very important to understand, that it is sometimes very normal for young ones to get into drugs by choice or through their peer pressure. Now, what is supposed to be done when such things crop up? Do you need to cast away your son? Do you need to do away with them? No. You must understand that as a leader, you need to offer solutions. As a leader in that family, you ought to give solutions. So when they get into drugs by choice, please sit them down and make them understand the pain that they are causing their own lives. Sit them down and train them to understand the kind of mess that they're involving themselves in. And so, because these young ones, sometimes they think that getting involved in drugs, it's an excitement. It's a kind of an excitement. Please, you need to take them slowly and make them understand that getting into drugs is a dangerous path that you are headed into. Getting into drugs is very dangerous. It will corrupt your mind. It will destroy your future. It will destroy your destiny. So you need to educate them to understand, because a majority of them enjoy the experience not knowing the outcome or the consequences therein. So it is high time that daddies not to give up their boys or their daughters, but to allow them some time to understand the kind of mess that they have put themselves in and how to come out of such. And I believe as we share love with them, and as we share what we have with them, we'll be able to save some of them from drug addiction and from other kind of messes that are all over in our society. So we need to understand that it is very normal to have these kind of experiences with growing up adolescent, that they can choose to get into drugs by choice. They can also get into drugs through peer pressure, or maybe they can decide to do it otherwise. We have seen even some of them getting into religious matters, and they become extremists in religious matters. We need to guide them. We need to give them counsel. Don't give up on them. Don't get tired of them, but open your heart and share with them. Some of them will come back and realize themselves. I don't mean that we'll be able to conquer everything, but we must put some effort on how to bring back those that have gone astray. So today I want us to stop at that, but I promise all of us that we are going to walk in this journey together, and it will be well with all of us. And be reminded, we have also started a Kikuyu edition on the girl child. We are trying to mentor our girls also. So in the next program, we are going to handle the issues that concerns the girl child. God bless you, even as we switch to the other side of the studio and receive a number. I hope you have enjoyed yourself and you are learning something, and something that will add value to your readership. God bless you and keep you strong.
Wewe Gai utahotago, wewe Gai munene waita, gotiri onge Gai okoigana, wewe Gai urogosago, inya na upoti ni wonanagia, kumatene na ginya leu ni wahonagia, na ni uhonagia, ni wokaga togwita ni ukaga. Wewe Gai utahotago, wewe Gai